NewGenGamers.com.
Hello everyone, welcome to a New Gen Gamers documentary. We are doing Console Wars of the Past Part 1. This was the early war between Intellivision and Atari 2600 and ColecoVision. Here we have the most popular of all the consoles, the Atari 2600. This was the Darth Vader version of the console released in 1982. See, it has that Atari 2600 logo on there. But earlier models were called the VCS. Now it still says VCS on the top there, as you can see. And we've got 4 switches, 1 power, 1 TV type. We've got game select and game reset over here. Now here's our trusty cartridge slot. Now on the back of the console, you'll see, we'll get around there, this is your controller port. I never did understand why they put the controller ports in the back of the console. That was never really intuitive. Your difficulty selections for both players. You have your power cord, which plugs in here, and here's the TV select channel 3 or 4. Now this ran off of an analog signal, so it basically plugged into antenna, and you had to use a converter box to hook it up to cable-ready TVs, which we had a little bit of difficulty getting to work on our setup here, since we're running things that are a little more high-tech. Getting something of this age to run on that system was a little tough. Now here's how the cartridges go in. Just kind of pop right in there, and then there we go. This was, as I said, the 1982 model. The Atari originally came out in 1977, and there were wood grain models and many that would follow after that, like the Atari 2600 Junior, which came out during the NES era as kind of a budget console. Now, as you see, there are plenty of these wonderful games here, including the 2 that were pretty much responsible for killing the video game market right here. And we're going to tear through some of these and give you our take on what this console's impact was to the gaming world. So check out the continuing parts of this. I will name them Console Wars of the Past Part 1, Volume 1 or 2. Just however we're going to word that. So check it out. And that concludes my little console overview. So let's hook this puppy up and get to gaming. Oh yes, I forgot to show off the wonderful controllers. Sorry about that. These were the input devices for the Atari. They were pretty much square. You held them in your hand and either controlled it like this or full hand like this. Some people, it just depended on your playing style and how you like to use the controllers. Now there were paddle controllers for it, but unfortunately we have yet to acquire those, so we'll have to try and find some. They didn't come with my legacy system. So check it out and enjoy the rest of this little walk through the Atari 2600 years. Ah! Okay, everyone. Welcome to the continuing part of the Console Wars of the Past Part 1, where we're covering the Atari 2600. And right now we are playing through one of the first games released for the Atari 2600, Combat. It's essentially a tank game.
This game was packed in with the Atari 2600 too, right?
I believe so. This was the one that they wanted to push with the console because it had 2-player gameplay and was a relatively simple yet fun game. And they really didn't have much to start with when it first came out in '77. They only had about 9 games. A lot of them being like Pong and Asteroids. You know, they're arcade games. And people were truthfully pretty sick of Pong at that point. So they tried to push this tank game, which kind of used the same mechanics, but yet still added a new realm of gameplay. Now this cartridge was interesting because not only does it have this little tank game on it, it also has many other different games, like an air-sea battle, just a lot of different military-type games, basically. I like how the bullets kind of take a JFK turn there.
Yeah.
They're magic bullets. Now since the screen is blinking, it's time to run away. Ah! Oh, okay, 8-6. Now what you do here is you should be able to go to the game select. There we go. 4. Now it gives you different options. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14. There's the planes. You have longer planes, shorter planes, then you have jets. That's back to the tanks. So let's give it a little quick run through and see what the air battle has in store for us.
This could get intense.
Which one am I?
Orange.
Oh, crap. That would explain why I wasn't doing what I was thinking I was doing.
This adds a little bit of trickery with the clouds there.
Hey, you don't really know what's going on.
Just like in a real dogfight.
I used to play this game a lot when I was a kid. Controls are a little whacked.
The top of the screen messes you up.
Again, these airplanes kind of control like tanks, so...
Yeah, they really do. But you know, this game holds up. It's still pretty fun now. Not something that I would look to do on a Saturday night, but you know, if you got a couple minutes and you want a little competitive gameplay, there's certainly nothing wrong with a little combat.
Yeah, Combat really was the best game for the system for at least 2 years. By the time a good game that could compete with this came out, it was Space Invaders, which was the first real good port of an arcade game to the 2600 that wasn't, you know, originally made by Atari. So that's when we actually started to see the boom of the system, was in 1980 when Space Invaders was released on it. I am getting my ass torn up here. Once we went free motion, you started tearing me up.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. This playing game, combat. I don't know. I think it's part of the fact that I'm left-handed. I was having trouble moving the combat tank with my right hand, but these are a little bit smoother because it's just up or down. But these joysticks are just so hard to hold.
Yeah, it kind of depends on...
Are we done? What happened there?
Well, once it starts flashing, it goes to that screen. Combat was also known for, you know, having a really short game, but it was quick and fun.
Yeah.
Now, let me pop in the next big hit in the Atari's library, Space Invaders.
You're a starship captain in an asteroid field. Like the wind, your lasers will put up your shield. As a missile commander defending your city. If you're not quick enough, they'll show no pity. The invaders won't stop us from the sky they drop.
3 out-of-this-world games from Atari, the #1 video computer system with more games than any other.
Everyone's gone Atari. The #1 video game.
UJGamers.com